Right, welcome back, welcome back. I'm back here again, and this time around it's on my healing couch. This is from my healing couch. I realize that a lot and lot is happening to women, to men all around the world. And we can't all just sit down and look at things going that way. We want to step in. We just don't want to tweet. We just don't want to blog. We want to step in and make a change. Let there be transformation. And let's make the world a better place. I realize that a lot and lots of men and women hold on to relationship that is no longer serving. And so they are living in pain, they are living in struggles, they are living in unpalatable situations because they feel it is important for them to hold on to their relationship, probably because of status, probably because of the fear of unknown, the fear of what will happen when I leave, what will happen if I leave, how am I going to survive? What is going to happen to me? I want you to know that there's a reason why you're going through whatever you're going through at the moment. And at the same time, there is also a real solution for every situation. All you need to do is to stop thinking all by yourself, is to seek help. Step out and seek help from people who are knowledgeable. See a therapist, see a psychiatrist, see a coach, depending on what you're going through. But anything that has to do with, of course, a true coach will tell you their boundary. They will tell you what they can actually do. But for so many women, so many men, a lot of people, you don't want to get out of that relationship, yet you're going through pain. You're going through unpalatable situation. And when you ask people, why did you stay this long in this kind of marriage, in this kind of relationship? They can't really tell you why, but most of the time it's about the fear of unknown. It's about what will happen to me when I leave, what is going to happen tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about few things that will be of help to you if you are in a relationship that is no longer serving. We must always remember this. There are seasons in every relationship. Now, for some people, they have come to your life to stay like forever. But whether we like it or yes, there are some people, they are not there to stay forever. So when the relationship is no longer serving and you are still holding on to it, it's going to stress hell out of you. So let's talk about a few things that we can do if you want to stay or you don't want to stay. Let's look at a few things that I put together for us in this presentation. Now, my name is Tosin Opeoluwa, and I want to say welcome back to Family Life Builders TV, where we're rebuilding homes and transforming society. I'm a transformational coach. I'm working towards getting my license to be able to practice as a therapist. So when do you want to move on without regret? When do you want to move on without regret? Now, let's look at it this way. What are the signs that it's no longer working? You have tried everything and it's no longer working. Let's look at some of the signs that it's no longer working. You don't feel connected anymore. Anytime this person is talking to you, you're like, what is this person saying? I don't feel connected. And sometimes it's only a feeling, and feeling can be deceptive because they are like weather. They can clear away after some time. So you really need to consider it. Then the next thing is you don't want to hear their voice. this person, every time they come around, they irritate you, they annoy you, they make you feel lesser than yourself. So it's scary for you anytime you want to pick their call or anytime you want to have conversation with them. The next one is all they do irritates you. When they put something somewhere, because you have always been telling them, you don't like this, and they keep doing that thing. So you keep getting more irritated about everything they do. And the truth is, sometimes when they irritate you that way, often or sometimes it's about you, it's about something in you that needs to be fixed as well. And that's why I won't stop talking about self-differentiation. Self-differentiation is a Bowen theory, and it's an ability for you to detach your emotion from what you're thinking about. And it's also about you being able to detach the other person's emotion from your emotion, so much that you are able to think clearly, without involving emotion, and so much that you are able to keep the emotion of the other person at a distance from you, so that whatever tantrum they are throwing or whatever is going on in their life does not affect you. Because misery always need company, and you don't want to be part of it. So you need to put on your self-differentiation cap. Now, the next thing is they are not responsible. I think I have a video that talks about growth. When people are not responsible, responsibility is simply ability to respond. And when you're responding emotionally, you're responding physically, you are responding economically. So I've seen couples, I've seen men that tells their wife that they don't know that they have a need. So because you don't talk about your need, I don't know that you have a need, and you saw your wife, the hair is so untidy, the underwears are no more good, and the next thing you want to do is you want to step out to, go ahead and start sleeping with other women outside who have invested on themselves, or who understand what they want, or who does not even understand what they want, but they are able to take care of themselves. Meanwhile, you leave your wife at home, you didn't take care of your wife, you did all that those people have, your wife also have it, but you're not taking care of your wife. So you're not seeing the best of that woman that you keep in the house. The same thing applies to a woman as well. We must be able to respond, and that's why you ask question, is everything okay? So when it gets to a point where you no longer care, you're no longer responsible for one another, then it's not working. The next one is they are not growing. And it's like the former one. When we are talking about growth, we're talking about all round growth, and growth is intentional. For example, when you look at your life, you look at your health, and you see, oh, what is going on? It's time for me to reduce meat. It's time for me to stop dairy products. It's time for me to exercise more. What do? You start doing those things that you were not doing before about your health. You look at your finances. You check, where am I last year? Where am I this year? For some people, they have refused to grow. So in that area, you want to tell yourself, I need to grow in this area. For some people, when they look at their relationship, and they're like, oh, I didn't spend more time with my children last year. I was traveling a lot. This year, I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to spend more time with them. What are they doing? They are growing. They are intentional about their growth. But for a lot of people, they are not intentional. They don't even care. They don't care. And even when their partner complains that, oh, this is wrong, they feel offended immediately. So when they are not growing and you keep complaining and they are not changing, is a sign that it's not working. The next one is they are not meeting expectation. Whether we like it or yes, we have expectations in every relationship that we go into. Actually, sometimes we have too much expectation from people because of who we are, because of what we can do for other people. We must first know that you can't you can't force people to be like you. So you must know that you are different and other people are also different. So at that point, we must learn to, you know, minimize expectation. But now you have minimized this expectation, but there are basic expectations in every relationship. For example, taking care of finances, for example, helping out with some house chores, for example, cleaning the house, taking care of the children, for example, your spiritual life, your financial life. You know, you have expectation in those areas. When these people are not meeting this expectation and they are also not ready to start meeting the expectation or do something to be able to meet this expectation, anytime you bring it up, they become defensive. Whether a man or a woman, you know, no matter who they are in the relationship, when this is happening, it's a sign that it's not working. And the last one is superiority. When the other person start feeling superior as a result of what they do or what they don't do. Let me give you an instance. There's this young lady, very beautiful lady, godly, and then she got married to this wealthy guy. This guy is very, very rich. And, you know, at a point, this lady, the only thing this guy would do is buy her lots and lots of gifts, never stayed with her. And if she tried to complain, the guy will start beating her and will beat her blue black. And to the point that she couldn't even get pregnant, and the one and only pregnancy she has, she lost the pregnancy because the guy is always beating her. And of course, she was driving, you know, a very good car. I mean, very, very good car. They live in a mansion. They have lots of stewards. They have people that attend to them. But this guy feels like, no, they are nothing. And you know the painful aspect of it. The parents of this girl cannot visit them. The girl has an adopted father, but she still have her mother living. This guy said her parents cannot visit her. Feeling of superiority is a sign that it's not working. Signs that it will work. They are open for communication. They want to talk to you. They want to dialogue. You know, they want to both of you to reach a compromise. The next thing is they are not repeating the same thing you complained about yesterday. If they keep repeating it, whether intentionally or unintentionally, then they are not ready for it. Now, so if it's going to work, they will stop repeating what you complain about before. The next thing is they are not hurting you intentionally. People hurt each other. We are human and we are bound to, you know, offend one another. But the offense should not be something we're doing intentionally and something that is coming up regularly. So it should be something that, you know, we're not, you know, doing it intentionally. And when the other person complain, you know, we are willing and readily saying sorry, even, you know, before it happens. The next thing is they admit that they are wrong. For some people, they can argue from now till next year. It's not going to help that relationship. So when those people admit that what they've done is wrong and they are willing to make amendments, then is a sign that it will work. They are working on their struggles with acknowledgement. For a lot of people, when they keep repeating what they are doing to you, is a struggle, is something they are dealing with, and they are willing to, you know, actually change. Let me give you an example. We have a lot of people in therapy. we have quite a number of, I've been privileged to see people in sessions who are struggling with one thing or the other. For those people, one of the reasons why we bring the whole family into therapy session is because we really want to establish the fact that, hey, this is happening to this person. Now, when they relapse, when they repeat that pattern, when they do the same thing, you have to have empathy. You have to understand them. And these are the things you can actually do for you to help them and be a good support system. Now, the best that we can get out of such people is for them to recognize their struggles and acknowledge the fact that they are working on it, on becoming a better person. So it's a sign that it's working. If it's not working, they won't in fact, they won't be in therapy. So for them to be in therapy, for them to be seeking help is a sign that they are working on something, and the other person should also, be doing the same thing, so that you can get to a point where you can really say, yes, things are working in this relationship. The next one is they are willing to be vulnerable. I've seen that, one of the challenges when relationship is about to end, the truth is both party have allowed the ego to win. Both party have allowed, the shigo or the ego or whatever ego to overtake reality, because the reality in the relationship is the both of them were naked and they were not ashamed. So if at this point or at any point in your relationship you are not open enough, you don't want to be naked, and when I say you don't want to be naked, it means you are a bad spender and you are aware that you are a bad spender, and yet you cannot be open. You know that you don't have enough to take care of this family, and you're not even open enough to say, this is how much I'm earning, this is what I can afford to give, this is what I am working on, that's why I'm unable to do this for this family. Then if you're not going to be vulnerable, then it's not working. So when you see your partner is willing to be vulnerable till they tell you, oh, I messed up again, then is a sign that they are working on it and they are willing to change. They are willing to turn things around for betterment of the whole family and the community. Remember, if things are okay in the family, things will be okay in the society as well. Feel free to drop your comments, your question, and I'm going to come back when I exit the screen to answer the question. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share. And when you do that way, you are helping us and you are also helping a life out there. And anyone that needs to hear this, you need to share it with them. And the last one is then have a mentor and accountability partners. Let me tell you, there is nothing we all are going through in life that someone have never been through. In this life, we are always at the middle. And that's why Yoruba people will say, Arireri afinderu boloroni. That is, I've never seen this kind of situation before. You are only scaring the person in that situation, because the truth is there's nothing you're going through, there's nothing you've been through that someone out there have not been through before. And that's why today there are things I can talk about, and I will tell you, I will say it boldly that I can talk about this because I'm a transformational coach. I'm vulnerable. I will tell you my mess because they are all badges. They are all what makes me a better me. And if you want to judge, you have never been through what I've been through. If you know what they call ACE score, adverse childhood experiences, I had 9/10 from adverse childhood experiences. That was serious. So if you have been through the same thing, if you've been through my experience and you turn out to be a better person, then you can stand and judge. But trust me, people who have been through some of the things that many of us who are raised by single mom, who witnessed domestic violence when we were younger, who went through lots of a form of abuse or the other as we grow. What do people like us do when we see other people struggling? When we see people in any situation, we have empathy. What do? We are able to support them. We are able to stand by them because we know that it's not an easy road for them. We know that they've been through a lot. So when you see people trying to judge you, it's because something is still wrong with them. It's because they are still going through their own transformation or they have not started the journey at all. So they don't understand what it means to be transformed. They don't understand what it means to change. They don't understand what it means to be a better person, despite where you're coming from. And when I'm talking about becoming a better person, it's not about the amount of money you have. It's not about your job. It's not about your business. It's about your internal transformation. It's about the change in your character. It's about the change in your attitude. It's about the life that you are affecting. It's about what is it that people will see, look at you for, and be happy for, and be thankful to God for in your life. And how will that be possible? The last one, have a mentor, have accountability partners. When you have a mentor, when your transformation wants to begin, one of the first things you need to do is you need to get a therapist. If you've been through anything, any rough life as a child, you need a therapist. You need to see someone that will have a plan for change with you. You sit down together, you plan it together, and they help you through it. And you can choose to have a coach as well. Look at the area of your life. Which area do I want to change? Do I want to change in my finances? Do I want to change in the way I think? Get a mindset coach. Do you want to transform in the area of the way you spend? Get a profit coach. You want to change your attitude, your character? Get a transformation coach. So you need to look at your life and get those people. What about mentor? You want to look at other areas of your life that you want to keep growing in. Get a mentor for those areas. They don't really have to be close to you. You can keep reading their books. You can keep following them even from afar. You will learn a lot from them. And if you have opportunity to move close to some of them, then it's a plus for you. Have accountability partner, especially if you are struggling with a kind of habit. For example, recently I was telling a friend, I exercise because I want to have a flat stomach anyway. So I keep exercising, and I was telling a friend that, look, I'm working on my flat tummy and, carrying a 4.67 kg baby. It's not an easy thing. So every woman that have ever carried baby, you will know that you have the tendency to have stomach. So it's not a problem if you don't want to work on it. But if you want to work on it, it's not an easy road. So I keep fluctuating. I will exercise 1 week, I will stop 3 days, I will exercise again. So I was looking for accountability partner. Even me, I need someone who could say, okay, let's meet on Zoom and exercise together. So the same thing, when you have those situations in your relationship, get accountability partner. Get someone who can hold you accountable. Get someone who can tell you, no, you can't talk to your wife like that. Get someone who can tell, no, you can't talk to your husband like that. Look for accountability partner. Look for people that can look at both of you and say, no, you can't do it that way. So when you have people, when they have these people in their life, because some people, they just don't have anybody in their life who could correct them. And that's very dangerous. In the first place, don't go for such a man. Don't go for such a woman. Once they don't have anyone who could correct them in their life, then run away from them. Don't marry such a person. And if you're in the relationship already, you're in the marriage relationship already, well, God bless your soul. You have to work hard at convincing them to get someone who could help them. And when they do get someone, is a sign that is working. If they don't want to get someone to help them, there is a sign that is not working. Now, signs that it's time to move on. It's always a difficult thing. I tell people, ending your relationship, ending your marriage, it's not an easy thing. And that's why there's a book they call conscious uncoupling. Some people do it now when they are going to let go of their relationship, maybe after they are divorced. Because whether you like it or not, as long as you have children, even for those who doesn't have children, one thing or the other will still have to bring you together one day. You can enter an office and meet that man or that woman there in the future. Your children in the future can say, okay, what's the name of this? That was your ex. That was your ex. You can easily, need help of one another someday. So when you are ending a relationship, it doesn't really have to end in rancor. Recently, I put this thing in the community wall at Family Life Builders TV. Again, go there and subscribe, please, and like and share and comment. When Bill Gates and Melinda, when they end their relationship, what happened? They still continue with their goal. They still continue with their vision. They still continue with their business together. So when things end, it shouldn't end everything about your life. And most of the time when people pull trouble is because they are narcissists, because they are bent on destroying you. They are bent on destroying their whole life as well. So when you end relationship with a pure narcissist, they want the struggle to continue for you. They want the stress to continue for you. And it shouldn't be like that. Life is not made to be like that. So what are the signs that it's time to move on? Persistent abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, economic abuse, sexual abuse, unending cheating, even with the house help. They don't know any space. Anything goes for them. So it is time to move on, because if you stay there and you are emotionally damaging yourself, there are some people that could stand all these things that I mentioned. Some people have that height of resilience. Of course, they are broken inside, but they have, the tenacity. They can stand it. Even when they are dying inside, they have the capacity to do it. But if you can't do it, if this is affecting every areas of your life, because I'm coming from the space of, when you get to organizations, you realize that the stress people are bringing from their home is what they bring into the office, and they make every other person in that office miserable. It ought not to be so. It ought not to be so. The same thing applies. The struggle people are bringing from their homes is what they bring into the leadership. And it's part of the reason why we see what is going on in our society today in the leadership all around the world. Because when people have a peaceful life at home, they tend to be better leaders. They tend to be better fathers. They tend to be better mothers. I don't know, but things need to change. We can't continue in pain like that. You don't want to continue like that. So if this is persistence, and remember, they were not looking for a solution. In the last slide, I talk about when it's working, this is what they will do. You see, they are not looking for solution. They are not changing. Then it's time to move on. They are not willing to compromise. What they know is what they know. What is right to them is what they right to them. Nobody can touch them. Nobody can argue with them. Nobody can tell them what they are doing is wrong, and they will believe, they will accept. No, they are not willing to do that. Then it's time to move on. They start comparing you with another person. Whereas the people they are comparing you with, they are not doing the same thing the spouse or partners of those people are doing for them. They are not, but they keep comparing. That's why you can't compare relationship. You can't compare couples. You can't, because everybody, they have one thing or the other that is peculiar to their relationship, that is peculiar in their marriage. people are not the same. And, what this person is doing for their partner is different from what this person is doing for their partner. What this person is doing for their partner might really be different from what you are doing for your home partner. So when you start comparing, it's a problem. So they will keep comparing, whereas they're not doing the same thing that the spouse of that person is doing. They don't even understand the love language of one another. Then it's time to move forward. You start competing and not partnering. When couples are together, the Bible says, and they become one, the two will become one. And that two is 100%. So when they come together, they become one. Not 50% of this person, 10% of this person, like we discussed in my previous show, or moment of growth and transformation. It has to be holistic coming together. So we have to complete one another. We don't have to compete with one another. You are not competitors. You are partners. We are partners. So if this person wants to do competition, and this competition is becoming harmful and hurting you, hurting the children, hurting the family members, hurting everyone, then it becomes a problem. And sometimes these people are not even showing their competition physically, but in their emotional tantrums, it's obvious in everything that they are doing, that they are competing. The next thing is your spirituality is compromised or does not align. And see, the truth is, many of these things that you are seeing, they are there before you got married to this person. They are there. It's just that those red flags, you are just overlooking those red flags because of so many things that is going on in your life at the time. Somebody said marriage is, love is blind, but marriage will open it. And that's the truth. So your eyes is open after some time in that relationship. When you see that people spend time watching football when they're supposed to be in God's presence, they don't have time for their commitment to God, whether they are Christian, whether they are Muslim, they are not committed to God, whether they are even pagan. People who have things they worship. These people don't even have anything. They don't belong anywhere. Don't complain when it starts. But when you realize that this thing has started affecting you, affecting every areas of your life, you're unable to function in your normal day-to-day activity, then it is time to move on. However, I'm going to say this: no matter what, you can work it if both of you wants to work it. Just grow up intentionally. That is my quote. The quote is from the bottom of my heart. You have to be intentional about your growth, no matter how, no matter what, no matter how damaged the relationship is. Let me quickly say this. I've had, some great scholars, great researchers. They have said so many things, and with due respect, I'm not going to push off their words. I'm not going to discard the values of their research. I'm not going to devalue their research because they work hard on their research. When it comes to narcissism or narcissists, people with narcissistic behaviors, they believe that these people cannot change. It's over for them. They lack this, they lack empathy, they love themselves alone and all that. Yes, it's true. They lack all those things. Yes, it's possible they might not change, but here is the truth. There is something we call the fruits of the Spirit if you are a Christian. And I'm not sure, but I know that it will be somewhere in the Quran as well, where it is essential for people to work on their character. Even the people who are worshiping Ifa I was telling someone some days ago that I think I put it on my status that I had the privilege when I was at the College of Education. I spent like 2 years at the College of Education, and my teaching course was meant to be. I was at the education department, and my teaching course was supposed to be Yoruba. So I had the opportunity to learn, a part. In one of my courses we learned Ifa. And I remember one of the verses of the Ifa was they mentioned something about when you tell people not to do things, just leave them, let them keep doing what they are doing because they will soon regret it. I don't know if I say it bad, like the way they said the words was stating it, a lot of people will not be able to understand, like ẹni tá a bá wí fún tí ò bá gbọ́ ẹ ṣáàjọ ẹ jẹ́ bó ṣe ń ṣe ni ẹ jẹ́ ó máa ṣe nítorí pé fúnra wọn ni wọ́n á fi igbá àgbárè bomi sẹ́nu mu. That was what that thing was saying, that leave them. If you tell them to stop doing the wicked things that they are doing, if they don't stop, they will soon regret it. So what we're saying is that when you have allowed the fruit of the Spirit, every book that people follow in every religion, they support you transforming yourself. They support you changing your character. They support you changing your attitude. Because if we want the world to be a better place, we must change our character. One of my mentors, one of the reasons why I celebrate him today is not because of his achievement, it's not because of what he has, it's because of his character. People have if you can grow your character, every areas of your life will change. Your marriage will become better. Your relationship at work will become better. In fact, your relationship with every areas of your life will become better. Because why? You are intentional. No matter how bad that marriage is, even if it's about to collapse, we have seen people that their marriage is about to collapse like this, but both parties decide that they are going to grow up, they are going to work it out. And when you are going to work it out, it includes being intentional, be open, put it on the table. What is the problem? What is your problem? What is my problem? Let's put it on the table. What is really wrong? Is this really wrong? Both of us cannot be right at the same time. Both of us cannot be wrong at the same time. But it is essential for both parties in a relationship to come to a point of compromise and say, well, this is wrong by the standard of the Word of God, by the standard of the Bible, by the standard of, okay, you are a Muslim, by the standard of the Quran, or you are traditionalist, by the standard of Ifa. This thing is not correct. Because when we're talking about good marriage, good relationship, we have everybody in this category in the society. We don't have Christians alone as leaders. We don't have Muslims alone as leaders. We have traditionalists there. We have Muslims there. We have Christians there. We have pastors there. We have imams there, out there. So when we are talking about transforming our homes, transforming our society, we want to include everyone. We want to be inclusive. And the truth is, we can't do this without the truth for ourselves. Like, we have to change. You know what? We have to change. We can't continue like this. We have to grow up, and the growth needs to be intentional. Both parties must be naked and not be ashamed. And that includes you opening up yourself and seeing that this character is not good. Don't say because you are the daddy. Because your eyes will be open when that beautiful woman leaves you, when that beautiful man leaves you, when that good partner leaves you. I told you in one of my videos, I talk about a guy that told me that he was confused and left me, and he came back after 1 year and was prostrating. I said, no. He said he was confused. I said, remain confused. we really, both of us really need to be intentional. We need to know what we want. We need to know what we want. We need to open up ourselves. We need to know what we want. We need to grow up. That's what this beautiful tree is saying. Let us grow up. It has to be intentional. You don't have to allow that person to walk away. Now, when they are not ready to be intentional, it is time to walk away. And you want to walk away and you don't want to have a regret for it. It's always easier to walk away when you're not married, but it's pretty much difficult to walk away when you're married. And I'm saying this again and again. So people say God hates divorce. God hates divorce. So seriously, God hates divorce, but God does not hate divorcees, because you are not in their shoes. You don't go through that pain with them. You are not the one that man is slapping every day. You are not the one that man will wake up in the midnight and say, something asked me to kill you. You are not the one. I've had a situation whereby the lady was lying down on the couch and the guy came, put the gun on her head. And, she said she was just praying inside. She said she was just praying inside. She was just praying inside. These are the things that people go through. These are the things that people go through. About 23% homicide occur, every year. So you are not in their space. If those people move out of such relationship, you don't tell me that God hates divorce, so God will hate those people. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. A lot of women, a lot of men have been wasted that way, and we said that God hates divorce. Now, the next thing is you want to move forward and you don't want to have a regret. Know what you want from the start. And I'm going to start with young people here. You are in a relationship. Let me first start this way. It's okay. You want to date in secondary school, age 16, age 17, age 18. You want to date, fine. But the most important thing is you want to have a friend. You just want to know this person. This person, you don't want this person to explore your body. No touching of your private parts. No being in the secluded places, because you will pay for it. I tell you, unless you can stand that punishment. You want to be in a relationship when your brain has fully developed. Your brain does not develop fully until you are 24. So if you are less than 24 years old, hold on in making decisions about marriage, because marriage is a lifelong decision. So don't make such decision when your brain has not been fully formed. And you want to make such decision before you are 24 or 25, then you really need to involve elderly people. You need to involve your parents. You need to involve your pastors, your imam, your abore, whoever that is your leader in your religion. You need to involve them. And much more, you need to involve God. So that when things go wrong, you have someone to hold on to. So that's the first step. Know what you want. But you can't know what you want until you really know what is going on in your mind, in your brain, and you are fully grown. Your brain is fully developed. A lot of people, as a result of what they've been through, they are age 60 now, but they are repressed as a result of one abuse or the other that they've been through as a child, sometimes at age 5, sometimes at age 16, sometimes at age 15, age 13. They did not grow beyond that age, but they are carrying the body of adults. That's why you see those struggles are real for many of them. Even when they are 60-year-old, they still have to wait for someone to make decisions for them because they did not grow up. So is that what you want? You really need to know what you want. You really write it down. What kind of a man do you want? And if you want a good man, what kind of a person are you? Are you a good woman as well? Who do you want? What do you want in that person? For many of us, we don't even know what we want. We don't even know who we are. When I started this journey of transformation, of teaching transformation, one of the first thing, and that's one of the reasons after my certification in transformation coaching, I went ahead, I did purpose certified purpose coach. I also did that because there's no way you can be transformed without identifying your purpose. So if you don't know who you are, you won't know what you want. And if you don't know what you want yourself, you can't know what you want in another person. The next thing is find that person that has what you want. It's easy to find the person that has what you want because why? You already know what you want. So they will be able to identify what they want in you. You'll be able to identify what you want in them. And it's very simple. Have lots of friends. So sometimes the person you are looking for is not so far from you, but many of you are not even friendly. Because the person that we have friend must show himself friendly. Some of you are not even friendly. Always moody, no joy, nothing. Nothing. Nobody was born with, being joyful. It's a conscious effort. It's a decision that everyone has to make at one time or the other in their life. The next thing, if you don't want to regret when you are moving on, remember, you have to know what you want. So if they don't look like what you want, you have the right to move forward. So put it in that space. Put yourself in that space that, well, they don't have what I want. So why do I have to hold on to them? And, you find another person that has what you want. And once you find the person, by becoming friendly, have lots of friends, you will see people that have what you want. So you move ahead and cut every emotional bond. In one of these movies, Tyler Perry movie, Acrimony, when the guy left, I think Rob also, so I can't remember. The lady will still go to the Facebook and see what is going on their page, see, the kind of life the guy is giving the new girl. And she was like, no, this was supposed to be for me and all that. You don't stop stalking them on the internet. Stop stalking them. When you live for good. Let me tell you one secret. If you ever dated or in a relationship or in a marriage with a narcissist, one of the things that they will do is once you leave them, they will quickly grab another person and they will start showcasing that person. Or, because narcissists, one of the things they do is they paint a good picture. They are charming, they are warm to other people until you move close to them because they want to be the center of attention. Even sometimes some of them pretend that like they don't want attention, but deep within them, something is crying for attention in them. So people like that, what happens is they start showcasing the new person. And when they are doing this, you start feeling bad because you go around and you're checking their updates every moment. You don't need it. You don't need it. Cut off the emotional bond. It might not be easy, but you really need to. And number two will help you find, you don't really need to be in intimate relationship again immediately. But you need to be in a friendship relationship, healthy friendship relationship with boundaries. So that will help you to cut off the emotional bond easily. The next thing is focus on your dreams. When you have a vision, when you have goals, when you have what is driving you, it's difficult for you to keep looking back into the past. So have something that is driving you. And remember, it still boils down to number one, you have to know what you want. The next thing, number 5, you need to forgive and have faith about your future. Forgive. Keep your network. That's the next thing. Develop your network and your net worth. That's very, 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 very essential. It's very, very essential. Develop your network. You need people, you know, you need wonderful people in your life. You need people that will be, a blessing to you in your life. So I'm going to check my comments and I'm going to, oh, thank you, George. I appreciate you. Thank you, 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 Amari. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, till I come your way again, I want to say thank you for joining me. Keep becoming a better you because things work when we work it. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.